Philadelphia
Okay.
tomorrow. Yeah.
All right. Nice. That's exciting. How long are you going to be in Philly?
Um, I think just 2 days. Yes.
Okay. Have you been to Philadelphia before?
Yes, but just to take a dinner when I went to New York. It's in the middle. I live in Virginia.
Uh-huh.
It's a city that you need to cross by if you go to New York. And
Okay. Cool.
one time I was there because it was late and I have hungry and I take dinner there. But I don't
I
really know.
was hungry. Sorry.
Sorry?
Go ahead. Finish up.
Could you say that again?
Yeah, so I was just saying, you said I had hungry? We would say I was
I
hungry.
was hungry. Yes, thank
Yeah.
you. I was
Yeah.
hungry and I stopped in Philadelphia to take something to dinner.
Have something for dinner. We
Have
don't take
something to
dinner
dinner.
in
Yeah,
English. Yeah, we have dinner.
thank you.
Okay. Yeah, good. And it's good to see you as well. Um, Adela, welcome to class. How's it going?
I'm fine, thanks. And you?
Doing well. And what was your day like? What did you do today?
Uh, Nothing special.
Okay. What did you teach about? Did you teach class?
Yes, on the morning.
In the morning.
In the morning, yes.
Okay.
Every day, same mistake.
It's okay. Um, what did you teach about today?
I teach hunting control.
Okay. I taught. Past
I
tense.
taught, yes,
Okay.
hunting control.
Nice. This is cool, for sure. And Wilson, welcome to class. How's it going, Wilson?
Okay, I'm fine. Everything's
Okay.
okay today.
Nice. And Wilson, what have you been up to today?
Okay, I worked during the morning and in the afternoon I went to see a doctor. It was just routine exams, and
Okay.
now I'm at home. I took a class of you, and then I Spanish
Mm-hmm.
class, and now the third class. Okay,
Okay.
studying a little bit of languages.
Yeah. How's your Spanish coming along?
It's getting better for sure. Next month I will go to Mexico, so I need to improve it quickly. So,
Nice. Yeah,
yes,
that makes sense. Do you
yeah.
find Spanish easier or more difficult than English?
For us Brazilian that we speak Portuguese, I think it's easier than English.
Yeah, I
Yes,
would
I
have
think
to agree.
so. Yes, it's very similar to Portuguese. You get a lot of vocabulary, okay, and then you
Yeah.
start studying the different words. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I'm totally with you.
Yeah.
Really similar. And Julieta, welcome to class. How's it going? Julieta? Hmm. Okay. Heidi, how about you? How are you doing?
Hello, nice to see you again.
Nice to see you, dude.
Could you open the bubbling page easily this morning?
No. I think it was having a little bit of trouble.
Yeah,
That's why we started late.
I tried a lot of things from Facebook or from a message. I tried a lot of ways, but I couldn't open the bubbling
Yeah.
page.
I think it was like updating, is what it was. Yeah, I had trouble with it as well.
Mm-hmm.
But
The
yeah.
same.
The same?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, looks like it's better now, so that's good. Definitely pleasing. And all right, yeah, Julieta, how's it going? Oh,
Hello.
oh, there you are. How's it going?
Oh, it's going well, thank you.
Okay. And what have you been up to today?
Mm, Nothing special
Okay.
except viewing a room.
Viewing?
Mhm.
Reviewing.
Viewing of a room.
Oh, viewing Rome?
Yeah.
Oh, you're in Rome.
No. Viewing a room. A room in a house. A viewing.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Can you hear
So
me?
you're viewing
Sorry.
rooms. So like
Ah,
kind of like
yep.
checking out rooms to rent?
Yes.
Okay. Viewing rooms. Yeah. Maybe like a phrasal verb would just make it a little bit more clear. Viewing room is fine. Viewing's like a strange verb that we don't use that often. If I'm like, I was checking out an apartment, I was checking out rooms,
Okay.
I was looking at rooms, you could say too. Viewing is fine. It might be more British. I'm not really
Yeah,
sure.
I think.
It just, for me, it like opens up a lot of ambiguity. I'm not really sure.
Okay.
But okay, cool. Nice. Jose, how's it going with you?
Hi Joshua, I'm doing very well. Thanks for asking. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too. And I guess, did you go for a run today?
Today, no, tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah. I already asked you
Yeah.
that. Okay. And yeah, I guess, yeah, nice to see you. Pretty much the same stuff. And viewing. Yeah, it might be more just British English. Go for a viewing. You could say that too. Going in for a viewing. I'm not sure. I don't know what to say. Sorry. Amauri, welcome to class. How are you? Okay. And I think that's it. Amauri, are you there? Doesn't look like it. Okay, so we're going to be doing a little bit of reading today. Let's start with Jean. Jean, can you read the title and the question?
Alien astronomers.
And the question?
Sorry, the question. Let's assume there is life on the nearest habitable exoplanet and that they have technology comparable to us. If they looked at our star right now, what would they see?
Okay. Habitable.
Could you say that again, please?
Habitable.
Habitable.
Yeah,
Okay.
habitable.
Habitable. Okay.
Good.
Thank
Okay.
you.
And Heidi, can you read a little bit more?
Black.
Answer.
Yeah.
Answer. Black,
Screen-
little black. And can you read until big?
Okay, let's try a more complete answer. You'll start with radio transmissions. Contract popularized the idea of aliens listening in our transmissions. Sadly, the odds are against it.
And the next sentence?
Oh, next one. Here's the problem. The space is big, really big.
Yeah, space is big, really big. Can you repeat that one more time? Space is big, really big. Heidi?
Sorry, muted. Space is big. Space is big, really big. Morning is very bad. My tongue is still sleeping.
It's okay. And then the odds are against it. The odds are against it.
The odds are against it.
Good. Mariam, I'm gonna mute your microphone. Just getting some feedback noise from you. So just mute your microphone when you're not speaking, and then when you're speaking, obviously unmute yourself. Yeah, but thanks. And does anybody have any questions so far, either with the question or the next part that we've got? Any questions? The odds are against it. Can anybody explain the odds are against it? Anybody know?
The strength things, some strength things.
The odds are like the percentages. So it's like the possibility is low, is the odds are against it. So there's a greater chance of it not happening than it actually happening. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the odds are against it. And the problem is that space is really big. And, okay, good. Julieta, can you read the next paragraph?
You can walk through the physics or interstellar radio attenuation, but the problem is captured pretty well by considering the economics of the situation. If your TV signal are getting to another star, you're losing money. Powering a transmitter is expensive, and creatures on other stars aren't buying the products in the TV commercials that pay your electricity bills.
Good. Really nice pronunciation. Nice job with attenuation, too. And does anybody have any questions here? Okay, attenuation. Does anybody know what that means?
Yes,
Become less.
Yeah.
wicked,
Like
become,
weakening.
yes, weakening.
Good. Nice job. And I think we're good. No other questions. Pretty straightforward. Let's have Adela. Can you read the next paragraph?
The full picture is more complicated, but the bottom line is that as our technology has advanced, less of our radio traffic has been leaking out into space. We're closing down the giant transmitting antennas and switching to cable and fiber and fiddly focus cell tower networks.
Okay, nice. Transmitting.
Transmitting
Transmitting antennas. Maybe just
antennas.
good. Fiber. And tightly focused. Good. Okay. Questions?
Sorry?
Does anybody have any questions?
No.
No.
Okay. And Wilson, can you read the next paragraph?
While our TV signals may have been detectable with great effort for a while, that window is closing. In the late 20th century, when we are using TV and radio to scream into the void at the top of our lungs, the signal probably faded to undetectability after a few light years. The potentially habitable exoplanets we've spotted so far are dozens of light years away, so the odds are they aren't currently repeating our catchphrases.
Nice.
Okay.
One word, habitable?
Habitable.
Yeah, you just want to pronounce the H. Good. And then currently repeating. Currently repeating. Good. Okay. Does anybody have any questions here?
What is the meaning of catchphrases?
Does anybody know what a catchphrase is?
Hello. Things that to call your attention.
Is that detectable waves? Does it mean it's detectable waves?
No.
I think it's the radio language you use to contact other people. Say, some special words to say, now it's your turn, now it's my turn, and something. Yes.
A catchphrase is like, that's all, folks, would be a catchphrase. It's like something that is repeated constantly in a program or in culture. Would be a catchphrase. So something that's really popularly said, and we're talking about generally from TV or from radio.
A
So
slogan?
it's kind of like a slogan, yeah. I don't know. The only things I can think of, kind of hilariously, are cartoons. Like, so that's all, folks, would be a catchphrase. Silly rabbit tricks are for kids is another one. I don't know why these are the ones that come to mind, but those would be kind of catchphrases. They're like popular things from shows or commercials, like really often repeated phrases is a catchphrase. Make sense?
Yep. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? Mariam, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to mute you. So try to keep your microphone muted.
No, this is not me. The voice is coming for someone else. It's not me.
Okay. Maybe Maori, are you there?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, welcome to class. So, yeah, Maori, if you can try to mute your microphone just when you're not talking. We are getting some noise from somewhere, but thank you. And, okay, I think we're good. If there are no other questions, let's have Mariam. Can you read the next two
Yes.
paragraphs?
But TV and radio transmission still weren't Earth's most powerful radio signal. They were outshone by the beams from early warning radar. Early warning radar, a product of the Cold War, consists of a bunch of ground and the airborne stations scattered around the Arctic. These stations swept the atmosphere with powerful radar beams 24/7, often bouncing them off the ionosphere, and people obsessively monitor the echoes for any hints of enemy movement. I wasn't alive during most of this period, but from what I hear, the mood was a little tense.
Good. Nice. Those are some tough words here. Radar.
Radar.
And then there are two pronunciations for Arctic. You can say Arctic.
Arctic.
Or you can say Arctic.
Arctic. Arctic.
The Arctic.
Arctic.
Yeah, close. Work on that K sound. Arctic.
Yeah, Arctic. Arctic.
Yeah. People are often lazy and simply say Arctic, the Arctic Circle.
Arctic. Yeah. Arctic.
So, either one that you want to say would be fine. 24/7.
24/7. Oh, this is a slash or 24/7.
Yeah.
I see.
We don't need a slash where we don't pronounce or we don't say the slash. It's just 24/7.
24/7. Yeah.
And
is the ionosphere? Ionosphere. Ionosphere. Yeah.
The ionosphere.
Ionosphere. Well, I give it off.
You probably won't use it in everyday conversation. Obsessively.
Obsessively.
And period.
Period.
Nicely done.
Period? Yeah. Period.
Questions here. Any questions?
outshone by the beams.
Yes.
Pardon?
Rather
Outshone
than.
by the beams.
Outshone by the beams from. Okay. So, if you think about the moon is often outshone by the sun. So, when a brighter object drowns out the light from a less bright object, it is outshone. And so what he's saying is that TV and radio transmissions were there and they were transmitting, so they were sending information into space, but they were outshone. Like the beams from early warning radar drown out the energy from those transmissions, those TV and radio transmissions. Does that make sense?
Mm.
So
Say
I
it
wish I
again.
could. Okay, so think if you've got like two bright objects, like think about the stars and the sun. So the stars are always there. They do not go away during the day, but they are outshone by the sun. So because the sun is so bright, we don't
Okay.
see the stars. And so what he's saying is that because early warning radar is releasing so much energy, the TV and radio transmissions are almost invisible.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Does anybody else have any other questions?
Do you mind repeat the pronunciation of the radar? Is it radar?
Radar.
Radar. Radar.
Yeah. Any other questions?
And signal or signal? The
Signal.
word
Signal.
Signal. Okay. Radio signal.
What is the meaning of bouncing?
Bouncing. So if you release something and it comes back to you, it bounces.
Okay.
So if you throw a ball against the ground, it will bounce back to you up. What they're doing is they're sending radar beams up into the ionosphere, and the ionosphere sends those radio beams back.
Like a reflection?
Yes, like a reflection. So actually, reflection is light bouncing off of an object. Yeah. Other questions?
Sorry, teacher.
Don't be sorry.
At the echoes, is it singular or plural?
The echoes would be plural here. I think it has echoes. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. I haven't actually really thought about that. That'd be plural. That'd be plural echoes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah. I think echoes with an E is the third person. So it echoes. Hold on 1 second, though. I want to make sure. It's a really good question. Okay, there is an E. So he has made a spelling error. So it would be echoes with an E. Really good question. That was bright. Does anybody else have any other questions? Okay, and let's go on to Jose. Can you try the next one?
Yes. These radar transmissions, transmissions leaked into space and could probably be picked up by nearby exoplanets if they happen to be listening with the beams swept over their part of the sky. But the same march of technological progress that made the TV broadcast towards obsolete has had the same effect on early warning radar.
Good correction.
Radar. Today's systems where they exit all. are much quieter and may eventually be replaced completely by new technology.
Okay. Let's look at obsolete.
Obsolete.
Yeah, obsolete.
Obsolete.
And where they exist at all.
Where they exist at all.
Where they exist at all. At all.
Where they exist at all.
And replaced.
Replaced.
Good. Any questions here?
Replaced. Okay.
Okay. And let's have Jean. Can you read the comic?
Sir, the enemy has launched a missile? How do you know? Twitter.
Good. So that's the new technology that he is jokingly talking about. And Jean, can you read the next paragraph as well?
Absolutely. Earth's most powerful radio signal is the beam from the Arecibo telescope. This massive dish in Puerto Rico can function as a radar transmitter, bouncing a signal of nearby targets like Mercury and the asteroid belt. It's essentially a flashing light which will shine on planets to see them better. This is just as crazy as it sounds.
Good. Let's look at nearby.
Nearby.
Good. Other than that, it sounded good. Questions? Okay. And Heidi, can you read the next 2 bits?
But it transmits only occasionally and in a narrow beam. If an exoplanet happened to be caught in a beam, and they were lucky enough to be pointing a receiving antenna at our corner of the sky at the time, all they would pick up would be a brief pulse of radio image, then silence. So hypothetical aliens looking at Earth probably wouldn't pick us up with radio antennas.
Good. Okay, that sounded good. Maybe hypothetical?
Hypothetical.
Good. And questions here? All right. Juliet, can you read the next 2 bits into exoplanet?
Visible light, but there is also visible light. This is more promising. The sun is really bright, citation needed, and it is light illuminated and its light illuminates the Earth. Some of that light is reflected back into space as Earthshine. Some of it skims close to our planet and passes through our atmosphere before continuing on the stars. Both of these effects could potentially be detected from an exoplanet.
Nice. Okay, that sounded really good. Good correction of its light. Nice job with illuminates, Earthshine. Sounded good. Does anybody have any questions here?
Citation.
Yeah, I think that's hilarious. Citation needed. So does anybody? Oh man. So does anybody understand the joke that he's making with the citation needed?
Yes, because the sun is always shining and bright, so no, everybody knew that.
Yeah.
It's a song, right?
It's a song?
Yes, I think.
Oh. I don't know. He's making a joke about Wikipedia.
Okay.
So when you write articles in Wikipedia and you don't have citations, they'll go through and say citation needed to everything. And so generally when you're making like just comments like this, like the sun is really bright, sometimes Wikipedia will still make like citation needed things because there's like it's just a general statement. So he's making a joke about that. Yeah, even though it's like, yeah, obvious. Okay. And we're with Amaury. Can you read the next paragraph?
They wouldn't tell you anything about humans directly, but if you watch the Earth for long enough, you could figure out a lot about our atmosphere from the reflectivity. You could probably figure out what our water cycle looked like, and our oxygen-rich atmosphere would give you a hint that something weird was going on.
Nice. Sounded good.
Thanks.
Yeah, that sounded great. I wouldn't change anything. Does anybody have any questions? Okay. Adela, can you read the next paragraph and the comic?
So in the end, the clearest signal from Earth might not be from us at all. It might be from the algae that have been terraforming the planet and altering the signal we send into space for billions of years. Hi.
Good. Keep
Hi.
going.
No?
Yeah, keep going. Sorry.
Hi, we're humans. No. Is in the same? No, I don't know. They did what they say. Oh yes, the algae.
Oh, so
No.
yeah, you would alternate. So hi, we're humans. Oh yes.
Yes, the algae told us about you. They did what they say? Oof, nothing.
Nothing. Yeah. Algae.
Algae.
And altering.
Altering.
Altering the signals we send into space. Yeah. Okay.
Altering the signal we send to space. Okay.
Good. Any questions here? Okay. And Wilson, can you read the next paragraph? The next two.
Okay, of course, if we wanted to send a clearer signal, we could. A radio transmission has the problem that they have to be paying attention when it arrives. Instead, we could make them pay attention with ion drives, nuclear fuse propulsion, or just clever use of gravitational slingshots. We could probably send a probe out to the solar system fast enough to reach a given nearby star in a few dozen millennia. If we can figure out how to make a guidance system that survives the trip, which would be tough, we could use it to steer toward any inhabited planet.
Nice. Okay. You did a really good job with your reading. A couple small things, just either with like intonation or pronunciation. The first one was pulse. Nuclear pulse propulsion.
Nuclear pulse propulsion. Okay.
Yeah, and then slingshots.
Sling? Where's the word? Sling?
Slingshots. Slingshots.
A slingshot.
And out of this, so send a probe out of the solar system. Out of the Out of the
solar system. Okay.
Dozen.
Doesn't.
Millennia.
Millennia.
And survives.
Survives.
And toward.
Toward.
Nice.
And toward. Okay.
And nice job with inhabited. Questions here.
Okay.
So slingshots is, I guess, This is just the easiest way. So this is a slingshot, and if we're talking about a
Nice.
gravitational slingshot, it's a little bit different. It's this idea. So it's the idea that you get close to the gravity well of another planet, and you increase your speed and change your direction because of it. Does that make sense? So it's kind of
Yes.
like you're falling into the gravity well, but also like the speed at which you fall into this well, like you're taken out of it as well with an increased speed. And steer, it's direct yourself. So if you're steering, it's like the steering wheel in a car. It allows you to direct yourself. Make sense?
Okay.
Okay. And
I have a
Mariam,
question.
okay.
What's different between a steer towards or and a steer up?
Steer up?
Yeah,
I don't think of a steer up.
it's with the T-I-R.
Stir up. Oh, stir.
Oh,
So stir is to move in circles, and steer, with a long E, is to guide.
I see.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. And Mariam, can you read the
Yes.
next
I
two
have a
paragraphs?
question.
Oh, go ahead.
I don't understand what he wants to steer.
So if we can figure out how to make a guidance system that survives the trip, so things like nuclear pulse propulsion and gravitational slingshots, there's a lot of force to get you to go that fast. Also, there's time. I mean, so you're moving really, really quickly over a long period of time to get to these places. And so your guidance systems, the things that like direct you to where you're going, would have to be really resilient to be able to not only like withstand the pressure of going that quickly, but also, you know, going for that long. So, and being that far from Earth. So like the guidance system would kind of have to work on its own because it would be so far away from us, going so fast. All of these different things, like it's really hard to make a guidance system that would do that. And so yeah, it's like we'd after we did all this stuff, we'd still have to steer it towards the planet so they notice it. So it'd be really difficult, and that's all they're saying. Make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And okay, Mariam, can you read the next part?
Yes. To land safely, we'd have to slow down, but slowing down takes even more fuel. And hey, the whole point of this was for them to notice us, right? So maybe if those aliens look toward our solar system, this is what they'd see.
Good.
Sorry.
Yeah, and that's it. Does anybody have any questions here? Okay, good. Hopefully you guys kind of think that's funny. Yeah, and there are no questions at all. We can do another one about a train loop. So, Jose, can you read the title and the question?
Okay. Train loop. Could a high-speed train run through a vertical loop, like a roller coaster, with the passengers staying comfortable?
And the next two. Let's do this too.
No, since this is kind of disappointing answer. I tried relaxing the requirements a little.
Good. Kind of a disappointing. Kind of a disappointing.
disappointing.
Kind of disappointing. Kind of
Kind of disappointing.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of
Good. And Jean, can you read until surviving? The second surviving.
Yes. Could a high-speed train run through a vertical loop, like a roller coaster, with the passenger staying comfortable, surviving? Still no. Could a modified and reinforced high-speed train with a jet engine on top run through a vertical loop, like a roller coaster, with the passenger staying comfortable, surviving?
And
Maybe.
Good. Any questions?
No.
Okay. Heidi, can you read the next paragraph?
The Norwegian aluminium, the Norwegian and aluminum and energy company Norsk Hydro ran a pro-education ad in which a bunch of kids built a giant roller coaster loop on a train track as a prank. This is, of course, unrealistic, but not just for the obvious reasons. There are some problems with the whole idea of sending high-speed trains through loops.
Through loops, yeah. Let's look at Norwegian.
Norwegian.
Yeah, Norwegian. You did a good job correcting aluminum. I just want to reinforce that. Can you repeat aluminum?
Aluminium.
That's really British. If you want the American pronunciation, we would say aluminum. Yeah. In England, they would say aluminium, but we'd say aluminum because we're kind of lazy. And any other questions here? Any questions? Okay. Julieta, can you read until 20 kilometers?
The first issue is geometry. The biggest vertical loop which a train could conceivably go around has a radius of about 200 meters. If it's bigger than that, even the faster trains will fail to complete the loop. Unfortunately, a 200-meter loop is much too tight. Most high-speed trains are limited to vertical curves with the radii no shorter than 20 kilometers.
Radii. The plural of radius. You wouldn't say radiuses, you'd say radii. And that sounded good. Does anybody have any questions? Okay. And so this is kind of a good graphic of what he just said. Amaury, can you read the comic?
Tightest allowable curve, largest loop a train could go around, Mount Everest.
Yeah. So what we're talking about, we'd be limited to 20 kilometers, which is really, really big. And this is like the largest one that would possibly work. Yeah, so it's just two really big different sizes. Amaury, can you read the next part?
Okay. The reason for those limits isn't that trains aren't bendy enough. It's how fast they're going.
Good. And yeah, go ahead and read through this next paragraph too.
The spec sheet for the Bombardier Zefiro, for example, says it can handle a pretty tight vertical curve radius, just 900 meters. At the train's top speed, that curve would create about 2 Gs of acceleration. This might be survivable, for the passengers at least, if not the train. but it would certainly not be comfortable.
Comfortable. Can you repeat comfortable?
Comfortable.
Good.
Comfortable.
Right. Good. Questions here.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead, Julieta.
Spec sheet.
A spec sheet, like a specification. It's just a piece of paper with all of the information about the train, like specific information about like how large it is, how much it weighs, has all that type of information on it. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Other questions? Okay. And let's look this next one. Adela, can you read this next part?
Yet a 900-meter radius loop is still too big. Even with the engine at full power, the train wouldn't even be able to get a quarter of the way around the loop before sliding back down.
In the comic?
I think I can. I think I can.
Good. Good correction with sliding. Yeah. Okay. Maybe Adela, read this next sentence.
The CGI train in Norwegian video is an TI-4, which is shown moving about twice as fast as it can actually go.
Actually.
Actually go.
Good. Wilson, can you read the rest of this paragraph?
Okay, starting on based, huh?
Yes.
Based on its speed and number of cars, the loop appears to have a radius of about 70 meters, which is part of why it is shown going so fast. The actual DI-4 would be just a little too slow, and would fall off the track at the top. The digital one, however, makes it around the loop in about 5 seconds, no problem.
Nice. No problem. And questions?
No.
Okay. And Mariam, can you read the next paragraph?
Yes. But the tight loop means the passengers and train are experiencing between 9 and 50 Gs. This is at the limit of what fighter pilots can handle in the pressure suits. In addition to killing everyone on board, it would certainly destroy the train, to say nothing of the track. 70 meters is much too tight.
70 meters.
70 meters.
And pressure suits.
Pressure seats.
Nice.
Pressure suits or seats?
Suits.
Suits. Pressure suits.
Good. And let's go. Jose, can you read the next part? Jose?
Yes, sorry. Clearly, we need a larger loop. 900 meters would be great, but our trains aren't fast enough for that. But maybe we could make the train go faster.
Keep going.
Believe it or not, this has been tried before. A number of countries have built jet engine power trains. Sadly, they never took off. Fortunately, they never took off.
Good.
Yeah.
Fortunately.
Fortunately.
Yeah, fortunately.
Fortunately.
Okay. Questions here?
I have a question regarding the pronunciation of actually. This is actually or actually?
In the States, we would pronounce it actually. Actually. It's just kind of like a lazy way of pronouncing things that we have. Actually. Yeah. In England, Julieta, do you know if they say actually? I imagine they would actually.
No, it's pretty similar.
Actually?
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. I think, yeah, actually, just it's easier to say than actually. You might meet people who say actually, but probably not very often. It's just kind of a mouthful. And Jean, can you read the next part?
Sure. A 747 engine mounted atop of bullet train will probably add about 35% to its speed. Is that enough to do a 900-minute loop? I have not illusion train I can.
I have no illusions that I can.
That can, yes.
And I don't think you can see this. What it says behind it is, I will diminish and go into the west and remain a train. I don't know what it's a reference to. I'm pretty sure it's a reference to a book. I can't remember which book at the moment. But anyways, so no. And can you read the next paragraph as well?
Okay, putting the jet engine on top didn't work. Maybe we should try something different.
Can you crunch?
Crunch.
And can you read the next sentence?
Sure. Why did we think that would work? Forget that idea.
Good. And Heidi, can you read the next paragraph?
Clearly, we need some combination of the fast train and the medium-sized loop. The sweet spot of loop size and shape is probably something like this.
Yeah. And the Statue of Liberty and Burj Khalifa, which is, I think, the tallest building in the world. And the next little sentence, Heidi?
Of course, given the height, we'd probably have to build it into a small man.
Yeah.
The shape of the loop, which is common in roller coasters, would spread out the G-force more evenly, resulting in a max of only a few Gs, totally survivable.
Good. Nice correction with G's and survivable. Julieta, can you read the next two paragraphs?
Of course, the shape of the loop? No.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course the construction costs will be astronomical, and it goes without saying that no group of kids could pull it off alone without the resources of a major government. To any Norwegian kids reading this who were hoping to build the train loop, don't despair. There may still be a way to make this happen.
Good. And Amaury, can you finish this up?
The U.S. Vice President, Joe Biden, served in the U.S. Senate for 36 years. In all that time, he never moved to Washington, D.C. Instead, every night, he took the train home to Delaware to see his family. This is very touching, but after the first few years, I'm sure the commute got a little dull. So if you are looking for a high-level backer to help you make someone's train ride a little more exciting, you might just try talking to Joe.
Good. Nicely done. And we are at the end of class. Thank you guys for coming in. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Really good pronunciation, everybody. Nice work. Any last questions before we finish up?
Oh, that's okay.
Okay. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Thanks. You too.
Bye.
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 Thanks.